Book of Leviticus, chapter 9. The priest's initiation. On the 8th day, Moses called for Aaron, Aaron's sons, and Israel's elders. He said to Aaron, "Take a young bull from the herd as a purification offering and a ram as an entirely burned offering, both flawless animals, and bring them before the Lord. Then tell the Israelites, take a male goat as a purification offering, a young bull and a sheep, both 1 year old, flawless animals, as an entirely burned offering, an ox and a ram as a well-being sacrifice before the Lord, and a grain offering mixed with oil, because today the Lord will appear to you." They brought what Moses had commanded to the front of the meeting tent. Then the whole community came forward and stood before the Lord. Moses said, "The Lord has ordered you to do this so that the Lord's glorious presence will appear to you." Moses said to Aaron, "Come up to the altar and perform your purification offering and your entirely burned offering, making reconciliation for yourself and the people. Then perform the people's offering in order to make reconciliation for them, just as the Lord commanded." Aaron went to the altar and slaughtered the young bull for his purification offering. Then Aaron's sons presented the blood to him, and he dipped his finger into the blood and put it on the altar's horns. He poured the rest of the blood out at the altar's base. He completely burned on the altar the fat, kidneys, and lobe of the liver from the purification offering, just as the Lord commanded Moses. But he burned the flesh and hide with fire outside the camp. Then Aaron slaughtered the entirely burned offering. Aaron's sons handed him the blood, and he tossed it against all sides of the altar. They handed him the entirely burned offering in pieces, including the head, and he completely burned them on the altar. Then he washed the insides and lower legs and completely burned them on the altar, along with the rest of the entirely burned offering. Next, Aaron presented the people's offering. He took the male goat for the people's purification offering, slaughtered it, and offered it as a purification offering like the first purification offering. He presented the entirely burned offering and did it according to the regulation. Then he presented the grain offering, took a handful from it, and completely burned it on the altar, in addition to the morning's entirely burned offering. Aaron then slaughtered the ox and the ram, the people's communal sacrifice of well-being. Aaron's sons handed him the blood, which he tossed against all sides of the altar, and the fat pieces of the ox and ram, the fat tail, the covering fat, the kidneys, and the lobe of the liver. They placed these fat pieces on the animal's breasts, and Aaron completely burned them on the altar. But Aaron lifted up the breasts and the right thigh as an uplifted offering before the Lord, just as Moses had commanded. Aaron then raised his hands toward the people and blessed them. After performing the purification offering, the entirely burned offering, and the well-being sacrifice, he came down. Moses and Aaron then entered the meeting tent. When they came out, they blessed the people, and the Lord's glorious presence appeared to all the people. Fire flew out from before the Lord and devoured the entirely burned offering and the fat pieces on the altar. All the people saw it. They shouted for joy and fell face down.